editor coordinator for the Daily Sabah newspaper, and he joins us live now from here in Istanbul. It's good to see you, Mehmet. Now, how did we get to this point where we're seeing an influx in tensions?
Well, I think we need to look at the bigger picture and historical background of the recent event, which I would term it as a paradigm shift for Armenia. Detaching itself from Russia and very verbally actually announcing that they are, realigning themselves with the West. So how did we get here? I mean, the South Caucasus, given its strategic importance, has been, in the recent years, particularly in the post-Cold War era, has been a region where there is a power struggle among bigger superpowers. So there is that, when there is that, arena where the bigger powers are struggling, countries like Armenia actually fall victim to due to their vulnerability and instability. So because Armenia, due to Armenia not being able to make its own decision, it falls victim to this power struggle in the region. So this paradigm shift, I mean, if we just pay attention to what Putin said today and read between the lines, it basically says, look, I can see what you're doing, particularly with the elections, which, they don't recognize, and many see this as a provocation. They can see that, they say that I can see what you're doing with the drill. Right now, I am remaining idle, but in the long term, this is not going to be something that I will accept.
Right.
I'm not saying that this will turn into something like Ukraine. However, it will be Armenia is falling victim to actually that power struggle in the region. And I'm afraid that, the West, or US West versus Russia will turn that rivalry will turn Armenia into a new arena where this confrontation will take place.
Yes. We were quick to hear from Erdogan and now from Putin. These diplomatic efforts seem to have simmered the situation a bit, but Aliyev has certain proposals for the two sides to continue the peace process, doesn't he?
Well, I mean, yes, main actors in the region, including Turkey, want Armenia to be able to make its own decisions and not be influenced by the Western countries or by their Western diaspora. I think this is one of the part of the problem where Armenia is not able to make its own decisions, which will in the long term benefit its own stability or its own development if it was to reach and accept some of the realities, particularly in the post-Karabakh war. I think it's time that Armenia comes to realization that, stability and peace will be the only form of rescue for Armenia's current situation. And this will only happen if it comes to terms with Azerbaijan and with Turkey, that mediation by Turkey or Russia. Otherwise, that the drill, the elections, and some of the other provocations in the region will not benefit the region, nor will it benefit Armenia in the long term.
All right, Mehmet Celik, thank you so much for being with us here on TRT World. It's always a pleasure speaking to you.